So you know when you go to a Turkish restaurant and you order some grilled lamb and you get some lamb shish kebabs that look like this. Big chunks of lamb on a skewer that are so tender, so juicy and so flavorful. Well, I was wondering, how do they take tough cuts of meat like lamb leg and then turn it into juicy kebabs like these? Well, after a lot of trial and error, I think I finally figured it out. It turns out that the secret to making juicy skewers of grilled meat needs two things: well-trimmed cubes of lamb or beef and a flavorful tenderizing marinade. This results in incredibly juicy kebabs that require pretty much zero chewing, so much so that they can even be cut with a spoon. And to enjoy these great kebabs, we're going to make a fresh Turkish chili sauce, just like the one you get at restaurants. I'm going to start off by cutting a lamb shoulder into cubes. My butcher already deboned it for me, but instead of getting him to clean it and cut it up, I wanted to show you how to do it right. The first thing you need to do is remove the layer of skin that sits on the fat cap. Fat will melt on the grill and give loads of flavour to the kebab, so we want to keep it, but that layer of skin will remain tough and papery no matter how long it's cooked, so it needs to go. Once it was removed, I broke down the shoulder into larger chunks and then worked through each one. Wherever I saw this kinda see-through kinda papery layer of fat or skin, I trimmed it out. Now even more important than that is removing the silver skin, which is this tough silvery white membrane on the meat. That doesn't break down at all during cooking, and it makes kebabs super chewy if it isn't removed. So even if you have to cut away some meat to get it out, remove as much of it as possible. When my meat was cleaned up like this, I cut it into 1-inch cubes. Keep in mind these will shrink to half their size when cooked, so cut them accordingly. On some pieces, there was a clear streak of tough cartilage or connective tissue running through them, which you can't exactly cut around. So for those pieces, I gave them a few whacks with a meat mallet to soften them. After cutting up all of the meat, my pile looked like this. There are some well-shaped cubes, but then there's also some thin pieces which will have to fold in half when skewering. Once the cubes of meat are ready, you can make the marinade. We tested a few different techniques, and the best marinade used two tenderizing ingredients: onions and milk. Some recipes use yogurt in place of the milk, which you can do, but milk worked better, especially combined with onion juice. These amounts are good for 500 grams of prepared meat cubes. I was working with 1.2 kilos, so I tripled it. To get the onion juice, you'll need to blend some onions into a pulp. You need about 80 milliliters of onion juice from about one large onion. Once the onion is super well blended, pour it into a sieve or cheesecloth to drain. I worked this with a spoon as I couldn't be bothered to wait, and that got the juice flowing. I ended up breaking my sieve in the process, but I had the 240 milliliters of onion juice that I needed, and honestly in that moment that's all that mattered. I then put the marinade together in a large bowl by adding the onion juice, followed by 100 milliliters of milk, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 cloves of minced garlic, and 30 grams of red pepper paste. If you can't get the pepper paste, replace it with tomato paste instead. Then for seasonings, you'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of Turkish or Greek oregano, half a teaspoon of Biber or Aleppo pepper flakes, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Then give that a good whisk together to combine all the ingredients. I'd err on the side of caution with the salt when making the marinade, as the red pepper paste can be salty, and if you're not doing an exact multiple of 500 grams of meat, it's easy to oversalt the marinade. Once my marinade was well mixed, I added in my cubes of meat and then gave them a good massage to ensure they were well coated. Then it was just a matter of letting them rest long enough. So I poured everything into a Ziploc bag, sealed it well, and put that in my fridge and forgot about it for 3 full days. Tough cuts of meat like this lamb shoulder or beef chuck will need to marinate for a long time to become tender. 24 hours is the bare minimum, but the sweet spot is after about 72 hours. If you want something that's ready a bit quicker, softer cuts of meat like ribeye steaks or lamb fillets can turn out pretty great with just a 24-hour marinade, but expect it to cost a lot more. There is, however, a cost of living crisis because some economists wished it into existence, so 3 days later I took the meat out of the fridge, and although it looks pretty much the same, the meat has undergone a massive transformation. The tough cubes of meat are now pretty soft and pliable. They're not too soft to the point that they're falling apart, but they're pretty much as soft as chicken, and that's what we want. But before we skewer and cook these, let's bring them up to room temperature, and while we're doing that, we can make some Ezme. Ezme is a Turkish chili sauce that is a dip, a sauce, and a salad, all at the same time. It's pretty simple to put together. You just chop everything really fine and mix them together with some seasonings. Start off with a red onion, and I chopped it into a few large chunks because I'm going to do this the lazy way and make it in my food processor. I let it do the hard work of chopping the onions to a pretty fine consistency. Next was a couple of sweet red chillies, then a couple of spicy green chillies. I chopped these into chunks and removed the core and seeds. Then I blended them up until they were about the same size as the onions. After those were 3 to 4 plum tomatoes, and to make sure the sauce has a nice texture, you want to peel off their skins. Then I chopped those peeled tomatoes into chunks and blended them together briefly so they had a chunky-ish consistency. Lastly was about 30 grams of parsley. I chopped off the thick stalks and then finally minced the leaves into small pieces. To the vegetables in a bowl, I added 1 teaspoon each of salt, black pepper, mint, pulled Biber or Aleppo pepper, and sumac. Then I added a minced clove of garlic, 1 tablespoon of red pepper paste, 1 tablespoon of pomegranate molasses, and the juice of half a lemon. I gave it a good thorough mixing and then remembered to add in some of the chopped parsley. Once it's mixed, give it a good taste and adjust the ingredients to balance the flavours. I felt like it could do with more sourness, and so I ended up adding the other half of the lemon's juice and a pinch more salt. This time when I mixed it, it tasted right, so I added on the last ingredient, which is 3 to 5 tablespoons of olive oil. Mix that in, then let the salad sit for a short while so the flavours can really develop. This stuff is great served as a sauce or even a dip with some bread, if you can handle the heat. Speaking of heat, it was just about time to get the grill fired up. Make sure you preheat your coals in advance as you need them to be white before you start cooking. Before putting together the skewers, grab a large onion and cut it in half, then cut each half into large chunks like this. You don't want the onion to break apart, so try to keep all the layers together. I then got my grilling skewers ready. To start the skewers, I took a piece of onion that's 3 to 4 layers and slid that onto the skewer. Then I started sliding on the pieces of the meat. I did about 4 pieces, and for each one, I positioned it so it's centered along the skewer. I capped the meat off with some more onion, then started another round of 4 meat pieces. The key to making these skewers is to place the meat so it's just about touching the pieces next to it, but not bunched up tightly. If it's bunched up too much, the pieces won't cook in the middle. After capping off the third section of meat, this is what the skewer looked like. I took a second to make sure the meat was well spaced, but other than that, it is good to go. Try keep the spacing consistent amongst all of your skewers, and whenever you get a thin piece of meat, fold it in half so it's the same thickness as the other pieces. Once I was done skewering, I was left with just over 6 of these lamb kebab skewers, meaning each one took about 200 grams of meat. All that's left is to grill these however you want. You can use the same oven grilling method I use for chicken kebabs. I, however, of course prefer to grill them over charcoal. The coals should be white hot, and once you place them over the grill, the skewers will take about 10 to 12 minutes to cook through. Whenever they develop some browning on one side, rotate them around to the opposite side, and keep doing this about every 2 minutes. Once they're well browned all over and they're bubbling on the surface, they're ready to eat. The surface should be glossy and a bit reddish pink from the smoke and marinade. The pieces of meat are going to be super moist and juicy straight off the skewer, and although it's difficult to illustrate, the texture is super soft and there's no toughness at all. Even a spoon can cut through it. There's a really satisfying bite to the pieces, and it was honestly hard to stop eating them, especially when I dipped them in the Esme. My god, was it good. Alright, before things cool down, I want to quickly get a taste test of this. So let's get some meat. Let me show you how tender it is. So this is already cooled down to room temperature, and yet it's still so soft. You can feel the silver skin in there, not lying about that, but the meat inside is just so tender. Now, I think it's right that I dip this into the Esme and see how this turned out, because this was looking fantastic. Nice big bite there. Honestly, even though this has been off the grill for almost 20 minutes, it is so incredibly juicy. I am so surprised by how good this turned out. And honestly, that Esme is to die for.